Hello my dear students, welcome to your science class. This is the syllabus of science for midterm. Now let us recall what we did in the last class. We did revision of chapter number 6, plants the producers, and today we will do revision of the last chapter for this term, that is chapter number 7, adaptations in plants. Okay. The explanation of this chapter was done twice. Okay, so I think you don't have much doubt in this chapter. The whole chapter is important for this term. From the chapter adaptations in plant, we learn about types of plants, plants of the grass family, and also about some interesting plants. Okay, plants grow almost everywhere on the earth. We see plants on hot deserts, cold mountains, wet plains, and also in marshy areas. Okay. The word adaptations means what? To the changes, okay? The changes which happen to survive in a particular area. Okay. Here the first time it is given about habitat. Okay, habitat is what? The place where a plant grows or an animal lives naturally is called its habitat. So the place where you live is your habitat. Okay. For a monkey, the forest will be its habitat. Okay. Then for wild animals, okay, wherever it lives, that means the forest will be its habitat, like that. Okay, habitat is what? The place where a plant grows or an animal lives naturally. Okay, and with time plants have changed themselves to suit different habitats in which they lived for many years. These changes which help a plant to survive in its habitat are called adaptations. Okay, adaptations means what? The changes, okay, which help a plant or an animal to survive in its habitat are called adaptations. Yes, now see, as for example, lotus. Okay, it grows well in ponds or lakes. Do it grow in plains? No, it needs water only. Yes, and in case of a mango tree, it grows well in plains. Will it grow in hot deserts? No. Yes, and depending upon the habitat, yes, there are two types of plants, terrestrial and aquatic plants. Okay, let us know about them. Terrestrials mean what? The plants which grow on land, maybe in plains, maybe in deserts, mountains, marshes. Okay, they are called what? Terrestrial plants. Yes, we will discuss them later on, but before that let us know about deciduous plants. Okay, deciduous trees. The trees which shed their leaves in autumn are called deciduous plants. Okay, they shed, that means leaf. Okay, fall off. Yes. Okay, now plants in plains. Okay, as for example, gulmohar, banyan, sal, neem. These are some plants which grow in plains. Okay, and some characteristic of these plants, okay, are what? These trees have lots of branches and they can bear the heat of summer but shed their leaves in autumn. Okay, try to remember it. Next, plants in deserts. Okay, when someone talk about plants in desert, generally the name of cactus and date palm come to our mind. Yes, these are the trees that grow in deserts. Okay, these trees, they have adapted themselves to survive in hot and dry deserts. Other trees like which are found in plains, okay, like mango, jackfruit, all this, they cannot survive in deserts. Yes. Next, plants on mountains. Okay. So the trees, okay, or the plants which grow on mountains, okay, their shape is like this one, tall, straight, and conical in shape. Conical means which look like a cone, as for example the ice cream cone. Yes. And the adaptations of these plants allow the snow to slide off easily, as we know that snow falls on mountains. Yes. The leaves of these plants which grow on mountains, they are needle-like. Okay, and instead of flowers, they have cones. Okay, and these cones have seeds inside them. The plants which are found on mountains, they are called evergreen trees or evergreen plants, as because they bear leaves throughout the year. Okay, these are some characteristics of the plants which grow on mountains. Those are what? They have needle-like leaves, okay, and instead of flowers they have cones. Yes, and inside those cones seeds are present. The plants that grow on mountains are called evergreen trees, is because they bear leaves throughout the year. Okay, as for example fir, pine, cedar, spruce, etc. Next, plants in marshy areas. Okay, marshy areas mean this, as shown in this figure. Okay, and in marshy areas, sticky and clayey soil with plenty of water is found. That's why the roots of trees growing in marshy areas do not get enough air. Yes. So some of these roots grow out of the soil and help the plant to take in air. Such kind of roots are called breathing roots. Okay. So what are breathing roots? In marshy areas, the trees, they do not get enough air. So some roots, they grow out of the soil and help the plant to take in air. Such roots are called breathing roots. In mangrove trees, we can see such kind of roots. Next, plants in coastal areas. Okay, in coastal areas, tall and straight coconut trees grow and they can survive in salty water. Next, plants in rainforest. Okay, rainforest are what? Hot and wet forests that receive heavy rainfall. Okay, and the trees of rainforest are also evergreen. Yeah, evergreen means they bear leaves throughout the year. So these are some types of terrestrial plants. Yes, next let us learn about aquatic plants. Aquatic plants means the plants that grow in water. There are three types: floating, fixed, and underwater. Floating plants means what? Which float freely in water. Okay, and examples are duckweed, water hyacinth. Next, fixed plants means they are fixed to the bed of the pond, okay, with the help of their roots, as for example lotus and water lily. Next, the third type of aquatic plants are underwater plants. That means they grow under the surface of water, as for example tape grass and pondweed. Okay. Next, we have the topic about plants of the grass family. Okay. Cereal plants, they belong to grass family. Okay. Next, bamboo also belongs to grass. Okay. Bamboo is not a tree, it is just a grass. Yes. Okay. Next, we have insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants means the plants that eat insects. They are also called carnivorous plants. Okay. As for example, Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, and sundew plant, they are what? Some insectivorous plants. Okay. And the last topic we have about non-green plants. Non-green plants, that means they are not green in color. Usually plants are green in color, but non-green plants, they are not green in color due to lack of chlorophyll. Okay. Since these plants, they don't have chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own food. Then how do they get their food? They get their food from dead plants and animals. Okay. And non-green plants, they are also called saprophytic plants. Mushroom, moles, Indian pipe are some examples of non-green plants. Okay. So these are the main points of chapter number 7. With this we have finished revision for midterm, and with this we are going to conclude today's class also. So best of luck for your examination. That's all for today. Thank you everyone.